Hello everyone and welcome back to our YouTube channel. So in last video we were discussed about the different types of cell. Now the video is short and the more specific about the particular cell which is known as the APC, which is antigen presenting cell. And this cell contains the two major proteins, which is MHC1 and the MHC2. This is the major proteins present in the APC. The APC stands for antigen presenting cell. Okay, so an APC is a special type of the immune cell. You should know that the APC is a special type of immune cell and that capture the foreign material, process it and present the antigen fragment to the T cells. The antigen is not directly represented, but their peptides are broken down and form the complex with the MHC, and that MHC will represent this peptide on the surface for the function of T cell. Here are some examples of the APC: dendritic cell, and then second one is the macrophages, and the third one is the B lymphocyte. So here is some basic information about the APC. Now we will get in detail about the MHC proteins. It is mostly, as we discussed, that divided into two class 1 and class 2. So you should remember that the MHC are the proteins. Okay. Now we will get in detail about that. Major histocompatibility complex. You should know that the full form of this MHC. The MHC molecule, it acts as a display platform that hold the antigen peptides and show them to the T cells. It is like display antigen peptides of that pathogen on the surface, and then the T cell will decide the response on the response of that antigen. So here is the image. Let's consider it is the MHC that holding the antigen like the peptides, and the T cell will give a response by looking at them, means by the formation of complex or getting in detail about that antigen. So in here, the as you know that MHC is divided into two classes. So first we will discuss about the class 1, the in detail about that class. The MHC class 1 is present on all the nucleated cell, including APCs. It presented all the nucleated cells. Now you should know that, let's suppose the virus is enters a cell and uses a cell machinery to make a viral protein. That viral proteins which is harmful for the cell, and these viral proteins which these viral proteins are broken down into the small peptides. Okay, so this is carried out with the help of the proteasome. Okay, so now the next step is these peptides are transported into the endoplasmic reticulum with the help of the TAP protein. TAP, tap protein. Then the MHC class 1 is synthesized in the endoplasmic reticulum in the response of that peptide, and the the peptide and the MHC class 1 form a complex, and that complex is moved to the Golgi apparatus, where you should know that the MHC class 1 is synthesized in endoplasmic reticulum, and the peptide which is transported into the endoplasmic reticulum are form the complex, and it's moved through the Golgi apparatus. Okay, so now then it reaches to the cell surface. The next stage by the cell surface, which is the most important step, reaches to the cell surface. And then like this, the CD8 plus cytotoxic T cell will recognize this cell complex and kill the infected cell. You should remember that key point, the MSC class 1 is endogenous pathway, and it is mainly get by the cytotoxic T cells. Now we will discuss about the class 2. So you should know that the class 2 is present only on some of the professional APCs like the dendritic cell, macrophages, and the B lymphocyte cell. So first, that APC engulfs a bacteria or virus by the phagocytosis or the endocytosis. So what's happened in MHC1? The whole cell is already get infected, and what is happening in MHC2? The APC is engulf the bacteria. You should know the difference. Then the antigen is broken into the peptide inside the endosomes or the lysosomes. So don't confuse in that two types. What is happening as I discussed? The, the process then further is similar, like the broken down of the antigens peptide. And third, the MHC class 2 is made or synthesized in the endoplasmic reticulum. But here is a twist. The class 2 have the invariant chain. What is this? It bind to MHC2 and block its peptide groove. Means what? These chains are helps to them to prevent a wrong peptide bonding. Like the MHC class 2 should be bind with the specific peptides, not with the any other regular or the healthy peptide. So then the MHC2 plus that invariant chains are travel through the Golgi to endosome. So you should remember that invariant chain the travel to the Golgi to endosome. That invariant chain is degraded and leaving a clip. Clip means what? Let's suppose it is the protein, and here is a chain, and on the top of the head here is the clip. What chain do? It avoid the binding with the any other peptides. So chain is get broken, and now the clip also avoid for the binding of the peptides. Then there is the HLA-DM. That HLA-DM helps to them to remove that clip. It is the helper protein. Let's consider that HLA-DNA. Now then, this antigen peptides is bind to MHC class 2, and this peptide and MHC class 2 complex is moved to the cell surface. And then here is the CD4 plus helper T cells is recognize this complex and helps them it act as a helper cell to further immune system. Key point is the MHC2 show antigens taken from the outside of the cell. So I hope you understand in detail about the MHC class 1 and MHC class 2. So what was the conclusion of this video? You should know the most important is APC, antigen presenting cell, contain the two types of class, MHC1 and MHC2, which is represent the antigen on the surface of the cell for the determine to the T cells, where the MHC class 1 is endogenous, means it the cell is already captured or get infected and act through that, and the MHC class 2 is present extracellular, means exogenous. MHC class 2 is exogenous, like it engulfs that the antigen and again show the action on them. So I hope you get the information about the APC, MHC1 and MHC2. So if you have any doubt or any question, you can ask me on the comment section, and also you can give me a suggestion for the next video. Thank you so much for watching.